Here's another one who's like a comparable price, this iBuyPower. Let's check that one out real quick. Actually, just a little bit more expensive. Okay, so here we're going Ryzen. We're going Ryzen 5 3600. Let's see where that has us stand. Much better. Wow. Now we're talking. Is it an X? It's just the normal 3600. So we're right here. Which is, yeah. If we look down the list, I mean, we're right in there. That's actually solid. Really, really solid for this price tier. So that's good. Love the vibes here, bro. Hey, the good now. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. I really, really like the lo-fi playlist I found for this. And it's really enjoyable. I grab my coffee, get everything set up. I got the lights going and just sit here and like go shop some PCs. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Nerding out about PC stuff. I'm probably going a little bit more in depth into like the research behind it. I'm not sure that will be a thing that'll be super interesting on Amazon. But my whole thing that I wanted to try to create here is if I do the research like live for you, because I don't necessarily have these systems to show you and display. Say, hey, here, look, this is the system. You can buy this, and I'm showing you literally on camera. Since I don't have that, I feel like, it's a lot better to at least go through the research. So, and this is how I would do it. This is how I would, whenever I'm looking for something. So this iBuyPower one, so far, I have actually bought iBuyPower before for friends and family. They'll come to me for tips, or they're like, hey, Andrew, what PC should I buy? And they asked me these questions, and for a couple of them, I did recommend iBuyPower systems, but this was some years ago, and they're generally like very middle of the road, and I think out the gate, this brand has grown over time to something that's like a lot more quality, a lot more like household name. So they've been around, they've established themselves, they're here to stay, of course. I think they especially got into the gaming market. We like the iBuyPower, yeah. So my friends and family who've gotten them, they're still using them. Actually, they've lasted for quite a while. So far, I'm really, really liking this pick for the the CPU. Very, very solid. You sell them often? Yeah, they're very good at like templates to grow out of. So in fact, this one, this one's starting out with such a good GPU. Like we're not in even mid-tier gaming now. With this price, we're at entry tier. This is a mid-tier CPU, really borderlining on, kind of like upper mid-tier. Like really, if you're looking at, and actually to boot, what's really, really interesting is on this column here. Let me get my pen tool. Actually draw on my screen. That's a little fancy. Should do it some more. I haven't done it in a while though. Where's my cursor? There it is. Okay. So this column right here, this is 1440p. So the fact that its performance here is better by like 5%, that's kind of cool. Now, I don't know how much like 1440p gaming we're going to be able to get out of the system as a whole, but it's kind of nice to know that at least it's got that performance factor there, where really in the 70th and the 70s percentile, you're getting close to like upper mid tier. So for the 700 price, that's not the right system. They're picking you a good starting CPU. That's what I'd like to see when we start. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. It works, and your knowledge is appreciated. Thanks to Good Now. I'm really glad that you gave me the comments. Are you a vendor? Do you sell pre-built PCs? What's your experience here on Amazon so far? I'd love to know. Okay, so the next thing we got to look up then is the GeForce GT 730. Now, 2 GB. Now, just looking at that one, it's going to be down the list for sure. GT 730. That's not even a 970. We're not even going to find that on this list for sure. So let's see if we can pass market. So we can do some. We'll just look at here because it's been a while since I've gone to a card this old. So if we go to the 730, it's just a 730, right? Yeah. No, it's just a GT. It's not even a GTX. Here's a comparison between. Oh, that's a form. I want the actual pass marks. GT. There's a price performance comparison. Okay. So let's look at the pass marks on this. It's max memory. Yeah, it's got the two gigs mem. 807 score. Yeah, the GPU is definitely going to leave you wanting more. It looks like the price recently was gouged. And I mean, basically with this card, like you're just happy to have a GPU, right? So I think we might have to get a little bit more in depth on this one. If we can figure out what the board is. I mean, we should be able to upgrade the GPU down the road. I think that's what you would look for on this one. Is you're buying this one for the amazing processor. You're saving the money now by only spending the I lost it there, the 700 price tag. And you're saving for a better GPU when you can grab it to plug into the system. Because everything else is looking good. Everything else is looking solid. You've got 240 gigabytes of SSD to put games on. It's, obviously you can do better. I think this is one issue. There's no additional storage here. So this is like all your storage is going to be on that SSD. So some things you want to add like an additional hard drive maybe. I can't draw today. You want to add an additional hard drive with this, and eventually you want to upgrade to 16 gigabytes of RAM too, and you want to upgrade this. But it's a good start. Like it's got you the best template start. I think what you and I said, the good now before, is on this one, on Not Bad Power, it is a good template. So with the $772 price tag, it's clear that this one, if you're looking to get into gaming and you really want to like start now, you don't want to wait longer. Almost always, if you're in this price range, I would say save up. But with this one, you could really get started by purchasing this system. You're getting a great CPU. It's really upper mid-range or comparable to other great mid-range CPUs. And then over time, you can upgrade it. You can add in an additional 8 gigabytes of RAM, which won't be that expensive. You can even maybe go ahead and find that before you purchase it here if you have enough. It would probably only add about $100 tops to it. You have to add additional storage, so you want to at least grab an additional. It doesn't even have to be an SSD. 240 gigabyte SSD might be enough to like install the amount of games you play, depending on how many games you do play. If you play a lot of games, you will probably find yourself uninstalling some of the larger ones so that you have room to install your other games on the SSD. Or there are some games where you don't necessarily need an SSD. So even for my system, there are some games that I don't put on an SSD sometimes. I just don't mind. Like I'm playing an alpha for the Last Epoch, and I don't have that on an SSD. It will load a little faster there, but I don't mind. My SSD is super full right now with like a fully modded Skyrim. I don't have room for a lot of other stuff. So you would need to make those 3 upgrades, but that is way better than starting with a sloppy, really low tier CPU like that Perfio system we just looked at. And this one is a good template. This one, here, I didn't even highlight it on the list, but I can highlight it now because I do like this one and generally think that it would be a good buy if you are entry tier, you don't have a huge budget, you just want to get started. Keep in mind though, this is a system that you're really going to want to upgrade it. So you're gonna want to learn a little bit about building PCs, how to add additional RAM, how to change out into a new graphics card, how to add a new hard drive in there as well. This would be a good system for any gaming enthusiasts who want to start to learn a little bit about getting comfortable messing with what's inside the system, because it alone is not going to hold you over with the current generation of gaming. You're definitely only going to be gaming on 1080p, but the processor does have some even better 1440p benchmarks for down the road if you learn how to swap in a new graphics card. So it's got a lot of promise, I think. And also, kind of the boot, it doesn't look too shabby either. I like how iBuyPower has improved on their system look. And this one, they definitely, you have a couple LED fans in there. You got the cool LEDs in the front. Actually, more than a couple. You got the tempered glass on the side. I think this is kind of underestimated how much like gamers really kind of want a cool looking system too. And you would definitely be getting this. Oh, this is a great photo of it. You can kind of see the LEDs don't always have to be all colors. Might be able to control those. So nice. All right, I would definitely say this is a good buy. I like it. I like it as a starter pick.